Welcome mates, I'm Bloodthirsty Lord by Yungawi Lordy, and today we're back on Paragon. I know it's been a while from the last couple of videos that we've done on the channel, like 3 days maximum. I've been working so hard on other stuff that I'm going to talk about in the future. Hopefully you guys are slightly noticing it now, maybe in the future as well when we talk about it. But that's something for another video. Within this video, we're going to talk about my phase build, the build that I've been using within my gameplays, and I'll be showcasing the gameplay very soon on my channel on phase, and this build is insane. The healing amount, my god, it feels like it's so broken, mates. But before we get this video, make sure you smash that bloody like button, and let's try to get 200 likes on this video. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. So let's go to our profile, our decks, and there we go. Healing like no tomorrow. That is my build name because this build defines that title quite well. So we're going to start off with our consumables, which are pretty much early game items that we could use, or mid game items at a certain stage, depending on how many cards we've got. We can still use these. That's a cast token, a health pot, mana pot, scout ward, shaman's drink, and healer token. The best start I've seen is a healer token and a health pot, due to the fact that one of her abilities, the telekinetic ability, when she links to one of her allies, the healing benefits does affect your teammate as well, while also affecting you. So anything that is health regen will affect you and your teammate that you have linked. So that's why I feel like health pot and healer token are a very great start, especially in the early to mid game stages, in case your team member is having a very weak. Maybe if your team member doesn't want to go any healing mechanics or healing tokens or healing cards in the early game. Like no health pot. That's what I was trying to say. So if he doesn't have a health pot, you can pretty much help him by having a healing token and a health pot. It's really great. And then your safe lane carry go 3 cards of just damage. And if you guys don't know, FaZe is a support. I'm going to try and play her to her full potential in the support role. We're not trying to build crazy amounts of damage and kill her because there's no point. This character is made to support the team. You can't just bring this support hero into another role, say like mid lane, and build crazy amounts of damage. There's a possibility of that working, but at the same time, she's going to be squishy as hell, so we're not going to risk that at all. Let's move on to the equipment, and that is Adamant Edge. This is the only power item I have within my actual build. This is for early game damage, if I really need early game damage. So with 3 CP, I'm able to buy this item, providing me with initial stacks of 6 power and 60 health. The full upgrade bonus is 12 power. We have lesser health and minor strikes counting towards that full upgrade bonus. And the total count of this is like 6 CP in total, if you want to get that. And it really works well because this is supposed to be a early game item alongside Guardian's Ward. Guardian's Ward is another 6-point card I have in my build, and Guardian's Ward is something you can't go wrong with. You have Vision because of the water mechanics and Shadow Wards having the buff on their health bars. But either way, Shadow Wards are just amazing for Vision. Vision is key to success in the majority of your games. Unless you have really good map awareness and your whole team has good map awareness and maybe even team comms, you really don't need Wards too much, but Wards is always a good thing to go with, especially if you're going solo queue or just with another friend. As you're playing phase and your teammate or your friend is playing the safe lane carry, you can help each other out while also giving some idea of where the enemy team is to your friendly teammates. It's really good warding items. So this item is 3 CP, it will give you 6 power, 60 health, and a full upgrade bonus of 60 health. We have lesser health upgrades counted towards that to get that full upgrade bonus. Really great. Then we go into these cards, the Savage cards, mates. These cards are bloody amazing. You get initial stacks of 30 plus 1.4 health regen. That's with a 3-point CP initially, and then once you fully upgrade it, you get 2.8 health regen. Then we have healing tokens or healing upgrades and a beta heal towards that. The reason why we have these is just insane amounts of health regen. This is passive, so anytime I link to anyone, passively I'm giving them health regen and increasing their health. Not increasing, giving them back health. So if they're missing any health on their health bar, I can bring that back to life and pretty much fill that life bar to its maximum amount without my team member or my friendly unit going back to base. So that's really great. So we have 2 of those cards. One is a maximum of 7, 9, and 11 points. The other one is 7, 9, and 10 points. That's how it's going to work. That's how I wanted it, so that's really good because it works with one of the other cards. In case if I don't want health regen, I can go a different card in the future with amazing amounts of health regen, which is going to help whenever she's linked to a target and pretty much help herself survive in majority of fights. Then we move on to our tankiness, because I feel like this character doesn't need power, not insane amounts of power, so I want to go tanky and make sure I don't die or get picked off, while also providing a lot of health regen and healing to my team units or friendly units. So that's really great. So I got Temper Plate as one of my armor cards, basic armor plus health. You can see there initially his basic armor is 8, 6 health is the other part of the initial mount, once fully upgraded, you do get 16 basic armor, then we have greater guards and 2 greater health on it. Then we move on to Tomb Barrier, pretty much the exact same thing, but the ability armor version of it, 60 ability armor, 60 health, full upgrade bonus of 12 ability armor, while having 2 greater health and 1 greater barrier. So that's pretty much going to nullify any type of damage that is from abilities, basic, and pretty much slow down everything from killing me. That's the main idea of those 2 cards. Then we go to this healing card. This card, it's just so broken on supports. Like the mainstream cards that you want to take on a support are Honor of the Pure and this card. It is really great. Initial amount is 60 plus 0.3 mana regen. Unique passive is mana regen aura, grants plus 0.6 mana regen to yourself and nearby allies, and this is all for 4 CP. Okay, that's alright, nothing too crazy there. But once you fully upgrade it, the bonus is unique active team heal, heal yourself and nearby allies for 225 health, and grants plus 24 basic armor for 20 seconds. Allies can only use or benefit from team heal once every 20 seconds, cost 75 mana, cooldown 80 seconds. So pretty much you can use this every once in 2 fights, because usually fights don't go for too long. And if you're not able to predict what's happening, you can use this in the right position or the right timing and pretty much get an amazing heal off to your team members while giving them armor as well. Full upgrade cards that we're going to have counted towards that are greater healths and a lesser health. So that's really great. So 2 less health, 1 greater health. And then we move on to Cash Converter.
Money talks.
Here comes the money.
Cash Converter is a card that I want to use in the mid-game stages or even the early game stages, but then I'm going to ditch. I'm not going to keep it completely. Unless I don't want Guardian's Ward. It depends how good my map awareness is in that game and how predictable the enemy team is. If they're really predictable, then Guardian's Ward isn't going to serve too much of a purpose, because then I could use Cash Converter and just use that to my full advantage. Pretty much the initial mounts are 30 mana, 0.3 mana regen, 6 CP for the initial mounts, but then the active is on this card, which you have initially as well. Consume 175 mana to gain 47.5 health regen for 10 seconds. Cooldown 45 seconds. So obviously you lose a bit of mana, but at the same time you're getting insane amounts of health regen, which can be applied to yourself and your friendly unit. So that's really good, the one that you've been linked to. The mechanics of this character are interesting. There's a lot of things I might talk about in the future in my other gameplay that will be out hopefully after this, or then tomorrow most likely, when we talk about how to play this character and pretty much understand her in one of our gameplays. So I'm hoping that works out pretty darn well. Let's move on to the next card, and that is Barrier of the Will. Remember when I said one of the Savage cards that is 11 points? I think it's this one up here. Yes, it is. If I don't want that, and I want less health regen because maybe it's not serving the purpose that it needs, I can go for a shielding item, and Barrier of the Will do that. It's pretty much the closest thing to Honor of the Pure, since that is an order card. Since we don't have order on this character's affinities, we only have intellect and growth, so this is the closest thing where we can get to Honor of the Pure. The initial mounts are 8 basic armor, 30 mana, with 8 CP. That is really high. Unique active, team shield, consume 100 mana to shield yourself and nearby allies for 3 seconds, absorbing up to 125 plus 25 times playing level damage. Any ally affected by team shield cannot activate or benefit from another team shield for 15 seconds. Cooldown 45 seconds. Then we have basic manners and a minor guard counting towards the full upgrade bonus, and that full upgrade bonus is unique passive plus 7 basic armor and plus 4 ability armor to nearby allies. So you can see that it's somewhat useful. I feel like the full upgrade bonus hasn't changed, because I know basic armor and ability armor got buffed, and I thought that was going to change too, but it looks like they haven't changed that yet, or it's maybe a bug, I don't know, but that's something to think about. That's why I haven't really put that as the main focus of the build, the main focus of this build. So pretty much, let's go through the starting items to the end game, what I want to get. Some other cards are just optional cards I can use within that game depending on how the enemy team is doing and how my team is doing. So what is the most perfect start for me? I want to go healing token and a health pot. Just helps me and my teammate in the safe lane. And then at the same time, if I want any of these other cards, it depends on the matchup and depends on what's going on. See with the mana pot, the Scour Ward, the cast tokens, pretty much it depends on what's going on. Shaman's Drink you can get in the mid game because it does provide a lot more mana compared to mana pot. So that's really great. Adamant Edge, Guardian's Ward, and Cast Converter. You can get these depending on the situation. Then you have Adamant Edge, which you can use in the early game, and Guardian's Ward in the mid game. It's always the best option. Or you can go for Cast Converter. I might call this Cash Converter not long ago, but it doesn't matter. You can use that for the more healing benefits that you can get out of it, but you'll lose mana at the same time, so that's something you need to keep in mind. And then later on, go for your Guardian's Ward for that vision in the end game stages, because any end game fight, if you don't have vision, it's become really hard to win those games. But if you guys are already winning in the early to mid game stages, you can pretty much snowball that into a victory before you reach the late game. So that's something to keep in mind as well, and this character does help with that quite a bit, because her range and her abilities, my god, insane. Especially the blind mechanic, it legit blinds your screen. Flashbang, boys, flashbang. It's like MW3, Call of Duty, once again. But these healing cards I must get. But if I don't want one of these healing cards being this one, I can switch it out for Barrier of the Will when I'm able to gain a shield instead of using just healing regen passive amounts to my teammates or my selected teammate with my linked ability. Then Temper Blade and Tomb Barrier are ones that I have to get as well because just tanky as hell, mates. It's great. This item I can get in the mid game stages, I can get in the late game, it doesn't matter. It just depends when my team does go for team fight. If my teammates are forcing team fights very early, in like mid-game stages, like full-on 5v5s, then this item is something that you want to get pretty darn early. You don't want to delay this because the full benefit of this item is within a team fight. So you don't want to get these cards or these cards if your teammates are fighting in the early game quite a bit. You just want to go for this because that has the amazing advantage of pretty much healing all your friendly units and pretty much helping them to victory, and that's what you want. That is my build. Honestly, everything else in this build is optional. It's pretty obvious. I think I've already went over it. I like this build. I think it's very, very strong. And obviously the prime card is the Centurion due to the fact that it gives health and obviously all the unique passives that every prime card does have. So that is my full build. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed it. And the reason why we've showcased that build, and obviously it's been a little bit delayed, the idea was to showcase this to help you guys understand. And some of you mates wanted to know what the build was and how it works. I think this is a really great build on this character phase because it's playing her to a true role, being a support, nothing else. You don't want to ruin that effect of the character, making a character that's supposed to be a support into another role. Like we've tried to do that with other characters like Aurora. Aurora was a support, and she's always going to be a support in my eyes because her abilities are great, but she's better in the support role because it just helps so much. In the off lane, it's kind of slow. Maybe she can work in the mid lane. We've seen that work. I've done that before. It works, but it's not as strong as before because they obviously nerfed it and just was better suited off in the support role. This character is made for support, so we have to play it as a support. But mates, as always, tell me your thoughts on this video. I have no clue how long this video is. I'm hoping you guys understand everything that's going through my mind when playing this character. A crap load of healing, helping my teammates, and making sure no one dies at all at the cost of my life. So pretty much with the takiness that I have, I'm going to stay in the fight for quite a bit of time. Unless it's like a 1v5, then GG Lordy, mates, GG. But tell me your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section down below. So mates, if you did enjoy this video, show your support by smashing that blind like button. Let's try and get 200 likes on this video. If you want to see more Power Gaming content and gaming content in general on my channel, all you have to do is share this with your friends and hit the subscribe button to become a mate today. That's all for this video. Oh, time to go, but don't you worry. Back very soon. Hey, Dash Boys, because you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh my god, mate. The healing you're going to get done with this build is going to be bloody insane.